are here. We're in a different location, Michelle. Child, if our audience knew how many different places that we record this thing in,
they wouldn't believe it.
They wouldn't believe it. But this is a new place, and if you hear an air conditioner in the back, well, you just gonna have to live with that
because you know where we are. We're in Beverly Hills, bitch,
and it's 100 and some degrees outside. I was just telling Michelle that I went to go get something to eat. I got here early. I went to go get something to eat. Because I got here early.
And you went walking down the street.
I went walking down the street in a suit.
And it's literally 102.
It's 102 degrees outside.
By the way, mid-October. I'm just going to say it because whatever this comes out, it comes out.
Yeah, mid-October. But are you going to segue into climate control changes?
Climate change?
Yeah,
No, I'm not even going to go there because according to 45, it don't exist. So why bother wasting my oxygen and carbon dioxide?
Exactly, and contributing to your carbon
monoxide poisoning?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I got a bunch of junk food over at the CVS because I couldn't go further than a block.
Right.
Actually, it wasn't even a block. It's just across the street.
Feet.
It's feet. It's so hot outside.
So what, you got yourself a pink drink?
I got a pink, it's one of these no-name. It's called Sparkling Pink Grapefruit. And I think the company is called Gold Emblem. But it's, they've repackaged this thing as sort of a sparkling water, a flavored sparkling water. Right. But to you and me, it's just a soda pop.
You know what it is.
It's a soda pop.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Meanwhile, earlier, we were talking before the started taping. You talked about, you mentioned this thing 3 times.
Yes.
And I want to hear what those words are.
Party in the margins.
Party in the margins.
That's my new album.
What's it called?
Party in the margins. Do you want to come party in the margins with me?
Wait a minute. Back up.
Okay. I was describing our listeners.
Okay. What does that mean, party in the margins?
Well, you know how you always say, use every color in the crayon box,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
I understand that. I relate to that. Although I'm more of
Are you trying to brand this thing? Is that what's happening?
No, bitch, I'm not trying to make fetch happen.
You have pajama bottoms that have party in the margins coming out?
Oh my God, that's the next one. Thank you, DragCon.
Have I heard that term before?
No, I'm telling it to you because I started thinking about the colors in the crayon box.
Yeah.
And I was a colorer, but coloring really didn't matter to me. And what mattered to me growing up was writing.
Yeah.
And I remember writing papers and the teachers getting mad, or my mother going, you can't write in the margins. The margins are not for writing. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, but I want to write in the margins.
Because the margins are outside of where you're supposed to write.
Correct.
So we party outside.
Correct. Of where the regular people party.
I see.
Life happens for us in those margins, not in the middle.
Yes.
In the middle's where the regular folk go.
And Moni's in the middle.
She's in the middle.
She's taking up all the space in the middle.
So there's no room left for Rue and me.
So where we gonna party?
In the margins! In the margins! Party in the margins.
That.
Alex, that's the name of this podcast
That's the name of this podcast.
Party in the margins. Okay.
Yes.
So there we are.
Bye, doll. We're saying goodbye.
Nice to meet you,
Okay.
sweetie.
All right. That is so funny. But we were talking about that because we were talking about our audience.
And how great they are and how they get what people, the average person, I'm doing air quotes, our listeners get what the average person doesn't.
Right.
Because they're what? Margin partiers. Did I just confuse you with the tense?
No, you just coined another
Margin partiers!
Margin partiers.
Yes. I'm a margin partier.
Oh my
Doesn't it sound dirty?
It sounds dirty, but somehow really, really good.
I'm a margin partier, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. I'm a margin partier.
Yes. You color outside the lines, bitch. I party in the margins. And together, we are magic.
But you realize also that most people are afraid of that. For years, people who approach me don't know whether, is it the gay thing? Is it the black thing? Is it you're transvestite? But they don't know how to approach me. So most straight women will think, you could do my makeup.
Right.
Will you do my makeup?
Right. I've seen that happen to you personally.
That's
100 times.
Yeah. Well, that's how they're thinking that they can relate to me. And they're like, what margin? Where does he fit in?
Well, she's not partying in the margins.
No, she's not partying in the margins.
She's in the middle.
Yeah, with Moni and them.
Yes.
I wonder how many people remember what Moni
you
in
and
the
I
middle.
do. And you know who else does?
Who?
Dana Owens, a.k.a. Queen Latifah. She knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. But we say that a lot, though. We say Moni in the middle.
Yeah.
You and I reference Moni. Was it Moni Love? Moni Love.
Yeah, Moni Love.
We reference that song.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Moni Love was a rapper.
Yes, same time as
Queen Latifah and MC Light.
And I rock rough and puff with my afro. So Rage.
Okay, see, only you would know that girl.
Okay,
But,
I'm getting a little deep.
But Moni and
MC Light,
MC Light,
who just got married.
Yes. But listen, hey, you know what? I went to Leah Remini's house for the taping of Blah, 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 that show she did. And MC Light was there.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She was there with her fiance. And she, you know, I know where you're going with this.
No, I was just
I'm
shocked.
I'm TikToking around, tiptoeing around it.
I'm just saying, I was surprised she married a man.
I know you were going to, I know that you, and I'm surprised too. I'm going to say it.
I'm not being shady.
No, no shade.
I just know, I was like, oh, she's sister.
You know, she I thought she wanted a roughneck.
I thought Tina Marie.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they was real close for many years. And I'm not trying to start no shit.
There's no judgment.
I just assumed. And you know what happens when you assume?
Yes, I do.
But then sometimes also people
I don't think you're off base though, Michelle, because when I went to this party, I was surprised she was with a man too.
But she looked real happy.
But does that mean that I'm not partying? I'm not partying in the margins? Wait,
no, that means no, it doesn't. I know what you're saying.
Because I'm doing to her the same thing that people I was describing that people do to me.
Yes.
Is that she's sort of butch.
Yes.
And I thought that she would probably be with a woman.
Yes, and so did I. And there's no disrespect to that. But the way my brain took it was either she enjoyed both in her lifetime and settled with a man. We're down for that.
The margins.
Or she grew up in a time where rap was 99.9% male.
Mm-hmm.
And because she grew up on their streets, she... In order to be accepted, Roxanne Shante was the same way.
Yeah.
In order to be accepted, you had to be
a little butch,
not even butch,
or
but
hood.
Yeah, like
rough.
It was a male characteristic you took on to be tough enough.
Yeah.
To be bad enough.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe that's what happened with Light.
Yeah.
Light is a rock. I've been a Light fan for 120 years.
Yeah. And what's that? I love that song. You don't hear it that often.
Porgy?
No, rough. I want a rough. Is it rough neck N-word? Is that what?
Is that the name of the song? Rough neck N-word?
I think.
I thought it was.
So.
I want a rough neck. I need a rough neck.
I need a rough neck. I love that song.
Oh my God!
You don't hear that anymore. Why not?
I mean, you're doing the right spot.
No, I don't even have that in my
Your collection?
Library.
Oh,
no, I don't.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised at that too.
Rough neck. I'm gonna look it up. I love her so much.
Well, she was at Leah's party at this thing that they were taping.
Hey, gotta get a rough neck.
I haven't heard it in years.
I need it and I want it, so I gotta get a rough neck.
But you know, it's always you know, as I marginalize MC Light,
yes.
You know, I was talking about the fact that when people approach me, they don't know what box to put me in, so they're very standoffish.
But it's mostly cisgender heteronormative women.
Excuse me?
Exactly. Because I've seen gay men approach you and it's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
It's women. But there's that whole thing of the way, and not all, the way some women, I don't know how to say it without pissing people off, but I noticed the culture of women making the gay men in their life into things, trophies, or this is my hairdresser. I just love my gay friend. Instead of treating us all as equal humans. And women a lot of times do it with their gay men because they're treating their gay men or trying to maybe as a accessory or as a girlfriend, and they're not. You know, they're humans. They're their own people. They're, you know, it's very weird. But that's kind of what happens with women with you. They look at you and they're like,
well, yeah.
And they also don't want you to intimidate them by being more beautiful, by being threatening.
Yeah. I just think it's a thing that humans do. Humans do this because we need to put people in a box to understand what they are and how they relate to us. How they relate to us as other humans. We need to go, oh, that one's a Republican. He's a gay Republican or whatever. I'm just throwing labels out there.
Right.
But it's a way for people to assimilate energy.
I also think, along with that, it's compartmentalizing.
Yeah, sure.
So they know if they put them here in this compartment, they go, okay.
Okay, I know how to react to them.
And I'll know where they're going to live.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? Have you been around Lady Bunny where and I've known this girl since she was 19 years old, and this is right after the second.
Since she wore 27s.
Yes, this is right after the Second World War. And it's amazing to watch her in mixed company say something that's really off color.
Which is everything that comes out
out of her mouth. But the people in the room get it immediately. Like, it's like what comics do. She has the ability.
You mean when she's at a show?
No, anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
All right.
She's always inappropriate. But something she does, she sets it up in a way that allows people to go, I got it. I got exactly where she's coming from. They're usually not offended. I'm sure there are people who are offended by her.
Yeah.
But most of the time, people are not offended by Lady Bunny because she has indicated somewhere in her behavior before she says it that what's going to come out of her mouth is either a joke or to be taken in jest.
I 100% agree. Every time I've seen it, nobody gets like mad at her or cursing at her ever. And she says the most disgusting shit.
The most disgusting
that
thing
you've ever heard
in
your life.
In your entire life.
Mostly all true.
And but it's hilarious.
And all hilarious.
All hilarious.
She's a genius.
But see, that's the thing about certain comics is always when we interview comics, I always ask, when did you find your rhythm? When did you find the thing it is that you do?
But she's always been like that, hasn't she?
She's always been that way. She
has a gift.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people had to cultivate their
Yes, a lot of people have helped cultivate it. And thanks to her doctor, penicillin has helped knock that gift right out.
There's so many Lady Bunny disgusting stories.
I know.
She's a genius, though.
She is a genius.
And that's why it works. There's a, believe it or not, there's a sort of innocence, and maybe it's her Southern accent. I don't know. But there's something that goes along with the hate that comes out of her mouth sometimes.
But this is the thing, and this is how I'm relating it to the people trying to fit someone into a box, is that she puts out these indicators. And this is what great comics do. There are indicators. I don't know if it's body language. I don't know if it's the first word you speak that tells the audience member exactly where we're going.
It's energy. Is it
energy?
I think it's energy.
Then what am I doing with my energy where people are like, oh, I didn't know you sang, or they'll go, I expected you to come in drag. It's like,
That's not energy. That's a job. Don't confuse them. See, here's the thing. People that know you like this, or like, I don't know if they'll ever know you the way I know you, but people that know this side of you are going to approach you differently than people that know RuPaul in drag on television.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all the indicators are there. That's why I'm always surprised. I'll go to a pitch meeting or I'll meet someone and they'll go, wow, I didn't know that you were this easy to talk to. I'm like, really?
That's somebody who doesn't know you.
But do you have to know me? This is what I'm saying. Do you have to?
Yes.
I'm able to look at a person on TV or a politician and go, oh, I get exactly who that person is.
A politician is different because they're giving allegedly a part of who they are. But let's say I'll take me, for example, because I know who you are and what people see when they see you on TV. They think they know me by being this tough bitch on television. I am the opposite of that in real life.
Right.
So when they come up to me, they're scared. They're like, I don't know if you're going to yell at me. Well, are you going to read me? It's like, honey, no. That's like Joan Collins, or let's use
Joan
Brenda.
Rivers?
Brenda from 90210, Shannon
Okay.
Doherty.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't like their character, whoever they were, or somebody from a soap, Susan Lucci, people are going to address her like Erica Kane.
Right.
They're not addressing her like Susan Lucci. So when they see you, they see RuPaul on TV, this grander than grand, grande dame of the world, supermodel of the world. They don't know RuPaul. They know RuPaul that on TV.
Yeah.
They're not able to separate it.
Yeah.
People call people by their characters on television shows and hate them because of characters they played. They are actors. They're getting paid to play that person.
Yeah.
So you can't expect the average person to just discern the different. They're not going to know.
Yeah, I guess it's disappointing though, because it's something that I have always been able to read a person's character. I've always been able to get a sense of who they are from their body rhythm, from their energy, and then go from there. And the concept, the idea that most people are not doing that. I mean, look what we have in the White House right now. It's like, how did that friggin' happen?
And how is it still happening?
How is it still happening? And because, it's not, It's not the fact that it's him. He's a fucking idiot. The problem is
The goons
all the
around
people who have
That are going,
who are still supporting
You're
him.
great. Yeah.
Who are all these people who voted for him? Like
Yeah.
that's the bigger problem.
Yes.
He's just what he is.
Yeah.
But the bigger problem is all these. So all these people are walking around and don't know how to read a character.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You do realize, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because I don't have to, but you do realize that you've evolved on a way. You've worked very hard on your soul, on your evolution as a human being. I'm working on mine, and I think I've come a long way. The average person doesn't do the soul work. They don't do the inner reflection. And I'm not talking just about meditation. I'm talking about really changing the core being of who you are to get more out of what you want in life, right? The average person doesn't give a fuck. They just want to go to work. They want to make their paycheck. They want to go drink with their friends. They want to make enough money. They want to be with their family. They don't care about progression. So if you're not, and I don't mean that to be rude, I'm just saying this is what it is.
Yeah.
And unless you start really working on yourself and putting you first and realizing that without you, nothing else can exist, and I don't mean it in a cocky way, I mean it in a self-loving, compassionate way, you're not ever going to be able to read somebody else's energy because you don't understand it.
You don't understand your own.
Yes, you don't get it.
Yeah.
So how are they going to know the beauty of who you are if they don't even know who they are, what it feels like to see beauty?
Yeah.
I don't really know how to.
Yeah, I know. I get it. You know, I felt that way when I've told this story about my father, where a psychic told me that he and I had shared past lives together.
Which is crazy.
And then so when I showed up on the doorstep, I said, "Hey, buddy, it's us together again. This year we're gonna rule the school." And he was like, "I can't see you. I can't see you." And I'm like, "Well, no, let me help you. Remind me. I got laughs. I got jokes. I got dances.
Stick around for the jokes."
Yeah. Did whatever I could to say. To remember, for him to remember, it's us. Couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because he couldn't see himself. He couldn't afford to see himself because if he was given the ability to see himself, he would have to deconstruct his whole belief system. He would have to go deep into his feelings, his pain, all of that stuff. And like my father, most people aren't willing to go into that pain to get to the other side.
And it's a lot of pain.
It's a lot of pain.
And you have to be willing to do it because there is good at the other side.
Sure.
I know that
that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. And my issue obviously stems from being put up for adoption. We talked about this before. In utero, knowing that you're not wanted affects a baby.
Absolutely. Of course.
So you come out going, look, always me trying to make people happy all the time. Just trying to make people happy. So you love me. So you don't give me up. You don't abandon me.
Right.
So that's where it comes from. Even though I met my mother, you know, and I had a great 20 years with her.
I met your mother.
She was lovely.
Your biological
My biological mother. You knew Arlene too. But the point being is it had, even though that energy was going through me when she was pregnant with me and it affected me in a way, after meeting her, I realized what happened to me was what was meant to fucking happen to me because she, you know, married an alcoholic man, ended up living in a trailer, could barely raise my two sisters. So this happened for a reason.
Yeah, it was your storyline is what it was.
And the same thing with you and your dad.
Absolutely.
But it's a matter of being able to, I felt the pain of afraid of being abandoned. I've gone through this and I still go through it at times and I realize, oh my God, maybe it's not all gone. But there's work that I'm doing.
Sure.
The average person, which we're average people, they have to do the work.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
It does hurt. It does
But
hurt.
it's worth it.
It's absolutely worth it.
Because then you become more evolved. And those, to bring it full circle, the feelings of being able to read somebody else and understand what they're doing.
And be present.
Would be at the surface.
Yeah.
And you'd get it immediately. And you'd never have somebody come up to you and go, oh, you can do my makeup. Instead they go, oh my God, I love you.
Right.
I love everything you represent.
Yeah.
You're so much fun, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it's a straight woman who doesn't understand or doesn't really get what you do for the community, but what you do as a human, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that experience when I can, when we are, you know, together, just vibing on one another, you know. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. I really love seeing all the websites that the kids send to RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com. These are the websites that kids make with Squarespace. Of course. They make it so simple to create beautiful, artistic or non-artistic, whatever you want. It's up to you. These beautiful websites. Now, you have a letter there?
I do. First, let me say, back in the day, you guys doing a website was like hell.
Yeah.
You had to belong to somebody. You had to ask them. Like if I said, listen to my webmaster, who didn't even deserve that title.
Yeah.
You'd say, I need to switch the word the. And he'd go, okay, $150.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Now you could do everything yourself with Squarespace. We got a letter here from Sandy Lewis. My name is Sandy Lewis. I'm a swing dance teacher in Barcelona, Spain, who's also totally in love with all things Ru and Michelle, which is where I found out about Squarespace. Thanks to the podcast, I found this amazing new way to showcase my regular and international dance classes, along with stunning video and photo galleries to let my students get to know me better, educating viewers and future dancers about the types of dances I teach with a simple gallery section of my choreographies and external links to videos of my personal favorite dancers. It was a surprising variety of template menus, and Squarespace made it easy to link all of my other social media accounts, which, by the way, we don't talk to. A lot of people like you on your website.
Sure.
Mine, we have our Twitter feed and stuff going.
Yeah.
And that's a really great way to do it. She says it's so convenient, it's so professional, and bonus, I got my own URL, easy peasy. It's Sandy Lewis, LEWIS dance.com, sandylewisdance.com. Hope y'all like it. If you're ever in Barcelona, let me know. And we will, that. Sandy.
That's brilliant. When you're ready to choose a plan, use the offer code RU, get 10% off. It's a great deal, kids. Listen to me. I love seeing these gorgeous websites. Please keep sending them. It's at RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com. And just go to squarespace.com for the offer code RU.
Are you, bitch? Are you?
Okay, we are back. Michelle, we just spent the whole break. We don't. Are we berating him?
You berate him.
Do I berate him?
I just laugh.
People don't know that part of me. Yeah. This is the thing.
I do.
This is the thing, is that he allows me the freedom to really be the way I am, like with my sister Rosie.
He doesn't know how to stop you. Rosie knows how to shut you down.
Not really. I mean, Rosie, she's a different kind of she would frustrate me so much when we were kids. She's a year younger than me.
She's the baby.
She's a baby schmaybe, you know. But Alex, our producer on the podcast, he's a straight dude who is as straight as it gets.
I agree.
Not a gay bone in his body.
Despite what you may try.
Yeah. But the thing is this. I try to talk to him. He doesn't get innuendo or nuance, right?
Because he's
so
straight.
You have to spell everything out literally.
Yes.
Lich. You can't even say lich.
He gets lich. Do you get lich?
Does he get lich?
He gets lich.
He gets maybe little. But if you used it in a sentence, he probably wouldn't get it.
You lich get it.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that on Judge Judy, this is what happens. Judge Judy has a line of questioning that will lead her to a conclusion. So she needs you to answer yes, no, or so whatever, so that she can get to the point. But then what people do is they start thinking they know where she's going, and they start answering these other things
that are over here.
Yeah. Like, this one time, and then at one time she said to me that and it's like, no, stop. Yes or no to the first question.
Yes.
Anyway, that's
it's a lot simpler than we normally want to make it. We make things a lot more complicated. But here's something that will answer everything. We've been working with Alex for 3 years.
Has it been 3 years?
3 years, Alex? Yeah.
3 years?
And I talked to Alex on the phone quite a bit. And Alex is a chatter.
Why do you talk to him on the phone?
Because I love Alex. We talk, and sometimes he talks to me about girl things and some other things and the horror podcast and just talking. And he talks to my husband.
Yeah.
Their guy talk. Anyway.
Really?
He called me.
You never talk to me like that.
He's scared of you.
I never want to talk to anybody like that.
You never talk to me like that.
I never talk to anybody. I want to talk on the phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he told me in confidence that I'm going to tell millions of people that are listening that he has never seen Grease. Go.
Wait.
He has never
seen... Are you talking about... okay, you can't be talking about the movie. You must be talking about Grease underneath the car.
I am talking about
Wait
Grease.
a minute. You're talking about Grease in the hair when you're pressing comb?
No, John Travolta.
You can't be talking about the movie. You must be talking about the Grease that happens. Oh, when it rains on the asphalt, the grease rises up.
No, not talking about bacon. I am talking about grease. And not only that,
the movie.
Hold on. As if you could avoid it living in America.
Yeah.
2-part. Here's the second part. Then he calls back to tell me that he watched it with his friend and that it was horrendous. Worst piece of shit he's ever seen.
Wait a minute. Maybe he saw Grease 2.
No, he didn't see Grease 2 with Maxwell.
Which I watched 3 days ago.
Cool Rider.
Yeah,
What was his name? Not Aiden. What was his name?
Max Caulfield.
No, the other one.
Oh, Aiden Quinn.
Yes. No.
And Zayden Smed.
Adrian
Smed.
Adrian,
who's so hot in that movie.
So hot.
Yeah,
oh my God, I love Adrian Smith.
Okay.
He said it was the worst piece of shit he's ever seen. I said, hold up. Hold up.
Yeah.
How could you say you didn't like any? He said, no, I liked maybe one song. What is the one song that you liked?
I like 2 songs.
Okay,
what 2 songs?
Like the Summer 11 one.
Summer 11,
great song.
yeah.
And then the one at the end. Where he's
In the Shimmy Shack?
No, he's in the 11.
We go together.
No, he's talking about the big song, You're the One That I Want.
Oh, do-ah, do-ah, do-ah. Ooh, 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 honey.
Okay, first of all, if we had a camera watching them watch, I'm sure this is what we'd see. We'd see them hitting a bong several times.
True.
And
Is that true?
We'd see them talking
Throughout the production. Yeah.
And we'd see them on their phones doing stuff. So the truth is, he didn't see the movie.
They were distracted.
They didn't see the movie.
Nope, and they were high.
Yeah, because the movie is a masterpiece.
And by the way, if you were high, it should have been even
should
20
have been
times
even
better.
But he wasn't paying attention. That's what was happening. He was
There's
not paying
nobody
attention.
on this earth that could say that Grease sucks.
Not one person at all. And I got to tell you, too, Grease 2 does suck, but it is so watchable. It's horrible. Grease 2 is horrible.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Maxwell Caulfield.
Oh yeah, but it's you can't take your eyes away from it.
I love it.
It's a train
Love
wreck.
it.
It's horrible. The songs are awful.
Awful.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But still can't keep
Masterpiece.
Your eyes. Yeah. It's on. It's either on Hulu or it's on Hulu because Grease 1 is on Netflix. Grease 1, the masterpiece, is on Netflix right now, and Hulu has Grease 2.
Which sucks, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
And the fact that you hated it says so much.
Well, here it is. This is
We're going to have to give him another chance.
This relates to what we were talking about earlier, though, Michelle. There's a certain type of a person who uses their intuition, uses their intellectual DNA, their intuition, psychic power, all of those elements to communicate and to navigate this world. It's like being a Prius. It's like being a Prius. Sometimes you switch on the gasoline, sometimes you switch on the electricity.
Okay. I'll go with that. We're hybrids.
We're hybrids. And you gotta
We're
learn.
hybrids.
You gotta learn when to switch off and on.
Yes.
And so
some people don't have that switch.
When I'm talking to Alex and I ask him a question, I need him to read my energy in a way to where he knows that I'm going on I'm on a line of questioning that I want to get to a certain place really fast. But I don't want any detours, ma'am. Just answer me yes or no, because I'm going someplace with this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but a lot of people can't do that.
A lot of people do that. Yeah, a lot of people
do that. And
do
Alex is one. Alex likes a story.
Yeah.
Alex will, and my girlfriend Anna's the same way. I literally just go, tell me what happened.
Is that the Irish girl?
English. And she'll get so upset that, she'll say, how was something? Oh, fine, great.
Yeah. Great. I love that.
What? Uh-huh. What do you mean fine? You telling me you tell the worst stories. I said, why do I tell the worst stories? She has to give me details of when she took a shit, what it was like when she wiped.
Yeah.
The whole, I don't need all those details. Tell me the end result.
Yeah.
And I think that's
because we got shit to do. Because I actually, I could fill in the blanks, but I wanna get the conversation going. Let's go. Yeah. Let's volley. Boop, boop,
I don't need the fluff.
Yeah.
That's fun sometimes. With you, I'll go, okay, I'm going to tell you every detail.
Well, and that's great because you've set it up.
I'm giving you a warning.
You've set it up, and I want to hear. Or else I'll say, I don't want to hear all that.
Right.
But no, I like to communicate, and I like to get to the facts, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to the chorus.
Yes.
Let's get to the chorus.
Same. I don't need a bridge.
Yeah.
Don't give me no verse.
No.
Just go right to the chorus.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. So I think Alex likes to chat. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from. Because Ru will go, no.
Uh-huh.
Tell me what we need to know.
Right.
And that's where that disconnect comes from, I think.
And meanwhile, I did talk to Alex at length last week about the what are those things called where we act on the microphones in here? Audio dramas. We talked about audio dramas, and I've got some ideas. I don't want to talk about it on the air right now
until we curate them.
At just a minute ago, when we were talking right now,
yeah.
I got the idea for you and I.
Oh, I can't wait.
Meanwhile, it's gonna be good.
Oh, God,
the
I'm so
next
down.
drama.
Okay.
Don't
say it.
Kids, I'm not going to say it. I'll say it in the break.
Okay.
The kids call them audio dramas,
yes,
Michelle.
That's
just
in
case you're wondering.
The kids call them audio
The kids call them audio dramas.
Yeah.
And this is one that stars you and I.
Okay.
And it is perfection for us.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Okay.
It's going to be good. I think
Who's
I'm going to write it right now. I think I'll write it right now.
Okay. On your break?
On my break,
Great.
I will write it.
Perfect.
Now, did you listen to Deadly Manners?
I did. I love Deadly Manners. Did you listen to it?
I did not. Now, let me tell you.
You're very good in it.
Let me tell you something. Okay. I'm going to ask you a series of questions about Deadly Manners.
Okay.
And I need you to answer me. Okay?
Okay.
Now, Deadly Manners, is it a series of 10 episodes?
First season's 10 episodes.
So there are 10 episodes. You can't, once you've finished one, you can't say, you know what? I'm ready for the next. You can't jump ahead. You can't binge it.
Now you can. With the wait until they're all released, then you can binge it.
Why are you looking at him? I thought you knew all this stuff.
Because I want to make sure I'm doing the right information. No, bitch, I don't know. I'm an actor who just gets the information beforehand because I got it in with the producer.
So it's 10 episodes.
It's really good.
And what is it about? It's about some...
Can I say it in a word?
Yes, please.
It's Clue.
Oh, it's Clue.
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
That's exactly what it's like. It's like Clue.
Is it all take place in a house?
It takes place in a house.
Uh-huh. And was I there?
Yes. You were the fortune teller. I was an old Jewish woman.
Uh-huh. I remember because we taped it in the
Yes,
in the
you
room
heard me
at the same
screaming
time.
because I was across from your dressing room.
Yeah.
So
it's
it's really fun. And so is Darkest Night, his other
Are we in that one?
Yes, Rue, the horror podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
This is more Deadly Manners isn't horror. It's more like thriller.
You know what would be good is if we did a musical version. Like if we did one that was like Grease, but what do the kids call them? Audio dramas?
No, I talked about doing a new musical a week podcast.
I love it.
But it's the writers.
Well, the problem is, Michelle, you end up with a lot of songs that say, I'm looking at a door.
That's
and
okay.
that door will open.
And who will come through?
That man will come through.
And he'll bring me lunch. I wonder if it's gluten.
Well, we could actually make the songs up as we go along, because
Oh
that's
my
what a lot of
God.
those songs sound like.
That would be funny.
You know,
we just need somebody who can like play along with us on the keyboard and just follow us.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good.
I could totally do that.
You can.
You know how to play a music.
He plays the
I play
guitar.
piano, guitar, and all that.
You are a liar.
He does. His
He sent you a what?
a pretty song that he wrote first. I don't know if it's his
Yeah,
current
like,
girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. I don't know what's going on.
Michelle was just being super nice. Like when I went through like my breakup this year, like Michelle was like the one person helping me through everything and like kind of giving me advice and all that jazz, and it was really, really sweet.
That
Did it
sounds-
work?
Yeah, I think it worked.
Girls are tough, man. Girls are bitches.
Yeah.
They ain't easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go on over to Dudes.
Yeah.
I feel like
Good one, Rue.
No, it's true. It's true. You don't want your heart broken. Well, I guess dudes will break your heart
Yeah, it's
too.
like guys
Yeah,
can break
yeah.
your hearts
Yeah.
too.
But
But guys are a lot more open than women are. Guys are a lot like
Wait, what?
male gay relationships seem to be a lot more solid and more open and fluid and free than and this is my observation.
I just think that those nails are gorgeous. I just think that, what do you call that? That's called
Tiger's eye.
Tiger's eye. I just think that relationships in general are very difficult, no matter what. And
Agreed.
people are
Agreed.
most people are broken. They come from broken places. They're taught by broken people
Yep.
who don't know how to serve their own heart, less long somebody else's heart. Did you guys say that in school, like in grade less long?
What's less long?
I don't know.
Is that supposed to be let alone?
Yeah.
A Southern way of saying let alone?
It's no Southern. I'm from San Diego.
Where's the San Diego?
Yeah.
It's the south of
But,
California.
but no, this is the thing is that all the people.
Does that make it not
all,
Southern?
No, all the people in my neighborhood, they all came from the South. Their
so
parents
there
all
you
came-
go. It's a Southern thing, I think.
I said, you hear what I said?
Less long.
Less long. I have no idea what that means.
Think about it.
I don't know.
Less long.
What?
That means short.
Yeah. Okay. But when I said it in rhythmically,
Yeah.
you know what I was saying.
Let alone.
Let alone.
Yeah.
That's let alone.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me say, what was the sentence I said where I said less long?
You said people come to you broken. They can't even deal with their own problems, let alone somebody else's problems.
That's it. Right. So the proper way to say it
They can't even deal with their own problems,
is
let alone somebody else's
else's problem. Less
Less
long.
long.
That's crazy.
That's a good name for a drag queen.
Less long?
Less long. A tall drag queen named Les. Short for Leslie. Less
No,
long.
but people are horrible with their less longs and their relationships.
Yes, but I feel like with gay relationships, and again, it could just be my experience in the 5,000 years that I've seen it, but I feel like there's rules that are laid down almost, like with an open relationship. You've talked about it. And hetero couples have open relationships as well, but it's just nowhere near as common. It's very, you know, and you allow more freedom for each person to be who they are. There's some gay couples that don't like open relationships. There's most hetero couples that don't. But I feel like women tend to glom onto their men more.
Right. Because the man represents a security, and then we're talking about conditioning and the way people are programmed from childhood, you
Yes.
know, to think of what that other person represents in their lives.
And jealousy has no place in this world, and jealousy is so prevalent in hetero relationships because they see it all the time.
Yeah, but you know what? The way you're talking now, you're talking on an intellectual level, and but what this really affects is the emotional consciousness. Intellectually, what you're saying makes complete sense, but it has no bearing on the emotional life of a human being.
It's
You know,
true.
it all makes sense on paper,
Yeah.
but once you get in it, it rubs up against all those tender, scarred places of your emotional life as a child.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true. It's totally true.
it's
And
scary.
I understand why it's there.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating. And then trying to get out of it, you want to grow as a person, not me, but I have a lot of friends, you know. I was in relationships where there was a lot of jealousy from either side, either my side or his side. And I realized early on that jealousy doesn't behoove anybody. It doesn't get anybody anywhere.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
If you want to
but-
be with somebody else, then go.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But you know, you're being logical.
Yes.
Where this
Correct.
this has no bearing on logic has no bearing on the emotional
Right.
mind. You know,
Very true.
You know, we talked about you being coming from being adopted.
Yep.
That the scar of that of feeling that being abandoned would always be an element to your relationship.
And this sounds weird. And correct me if I'm. Do you ever do past life regression or no? I've never done it either. I'm scared to death of it, but I still would try. But
if
anyway,
it was in pill form, I would take it.
how about an anal option?
I'm sure. I thought you'd never ask.
Bend it over.
Uh-huh.
It was. I think, and I don't know where it comes from in my brain, and I could be wrong. I think that I remember where I was in a crib in the adoption agency when I was
I
like
bet you do.
days old.
I bet you do.
Or months old because I
I
was
bet-
in foster home
Yep.
for 4 months.
I bet you do.
There's a vision in my head of this little area, this little kind of room with a little cutout area where this white crib was and me in it. I keep seeing me in it.
Mm.
And I was like, how
Are
can I
you
remember-
looking down at yourself or are you looking up from the crib?
No, I'm looking at me in this crib. Like
Down
the
at yourself.
caregiver, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Isn't that
Right.
crazy?
No, it's not crazy.
And I don't know where the memory comes from. I don't know if it's mine, if I've made it up, if I saw it in a movie,
Yeah.
or if it's mine.
Well, that's interesting because, I tell the story of when my mother poured gasoline all over my father's car. It was parked in the garage. And we kids, and she's standing over the car. The car's in the garage. She's standing over the car with a book of matches saying to my father, Irving, MF, I will light this MF up any second. If you, and she was angry and she had poured gasoline all over his car. So there are fire trucks all around. There's Sister Harris from the church.
Oh, they knew already?
Everybody was there. Everybody in
Oh,
the
my-
neighborhood was standing around
Oh,
looking.
Where were the kids?
We were across the street the four of us across the street looking at this scene unfold,
Because
right?
she would have blown the house up.
She would have not only blown the house up,
Herself.
killed herself,
Yeah.
my father, everything, gone, right? Eventually, Sister Harris did talk her out of
Come on,
lighting
Sister
them.
Harris.
Yes, honey. But this is when I think of the memory, I remember it as if I were a camera outside of my body. Because if I had been inside of that emotion, it would have been too traumatic for me to process from the inside. I had to leave my body to be able to witness this horrific scene. That's how kids, that's how humans, they depersonalize and they leave their bodies so that they can actually live through the situation. So
I wonder if that's what I did.
I'm wondering if that's what happened.
As an infant.
As an infant, that's what it was. So the question is, did you ever get back into your body? Because it wasn't until is it called disassociation?
Yes, depersonalization.
It wasn't until
And
I
disassociation.
got sober that I realized all those years I never remembered getting back into my body.
Does one remember getting back into their body?
No, one has to work on getting and feeling those feelings. Because, at 5 years old, when that was happening,
Aw.
I could not have processed that Michigas.
No, of course not.
It's crazy.
And at few months old,
Yeah.
how does the baby brain even process that?
It's a survival mechanism.
Yeah.
It goes into survival mode, and
Yeah.
that's what happens. So the question is, when did you get back into your body? Did you ever get back into your body? And if you haven't, how do you get back into your body?
I never looked at it as being out of my body. And it's funny you mention that because with my anxiety over the years, one of the big symptoms for me was depersonalization.
Yeah.
And dissociation, where I come out of my body and I look at myself going through these motions.
Yeah.
That was one of my big anxiety things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny you mention that. And there are moments where I feel so clocked into my body and so present and so fluid and everything's going great. And then there's times where I still pull out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I haven't come completely back in and locked in,
Right.
or if it's because I have the ability of pulling out when I have to.
Mm-hmm.
God, it sounds like sex, but
It
I
does
don't
sound
think-
like
yeah.
sex. But, I wonder about that with acting. I seeing Elizabeth Moss in
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale, where her emotions are right on the surface. It
Well,
is
that's all from Scientology.
scary. Well, but no, Michelle, the ability to do that as an actor.
She's still an. I just had to get that in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, that ability, because you think about what it must be like to live with someone like that, where all of their stuff is right there on the surface. It must be mind-boggling.
And how they separate,
if they can.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
because that is so intense.
Everything. If you saw My Handmaid's Tale,
Yeah.
everything she's doing when she's playing a character within a character, who's then putting on another character. If you've seen the show, you understand that she plays several different roles within her role.
It's very layered.
Very layered. And so, I just had to bring that up because I know that what my own acting has suffered from my inability to be inside my body, from spending so many years outside of my emotions, because my emotions would have killed me. They were so much trauma that had I stayed there, it would be too dangerous.
Yeah, but I think you're thinking of it the opposite way. For me, I think actors are able to do it because they're outside of their true selves. That's how they're able to be something that they're not and not experience residual.
Well, that's one way to do it. But then, the method way of doing it is to actually
Live it.
To really live it,
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah.
And, when I've seen, we've mentioned certain actors who can do that, when you see them, you think, you feel embarrassed because you think, wait a minute, was that supposed to be on camera?
They can't function. Yeah.
Was that, when you see a performance that is, it's real.
Yeah. Who's the one that you always talk about?
Geraldine Page
Yes.
and Sandy Dennis.
Sandy Dennis is the one I was thinking of.
But who's like that? Well, Meryl Streep can do that. But can I feel Meryl Streep the way I can feel?
It depends on the movie. There's been so many things that, yes, absolutely 100%.
Right. Obviously, Sophie's Choice, she does that thing where you can feel it.
Julianne Moore's another good one at doing that.
You think
stuff.
Julianne
yeah,
Moore?
Depending on what it is, absolutely. There's certain moments where it's like, you have that discomfort of watching that person in a moment.
Did you see Still Alice?
Yes.
You saw that. I
did
never saw
Still
that.
Alice. Yeah. It's very good.
Is it?
Saw it on the plane.
Uh-huh.
I just watched a movie last night that, Kate Mara is another incredible actress.
Who?
Kate Mara. Who's she's underrated for what she's so good. And it's a movie about, I think it was called Megan Levy, where she's a Marine and she is a dog trainer. And it was just so good. And it was so uncomfortable for me to watch. I had to leave.
I can't remember the two. There's Kate Mara
Rooney
and
Mara.
Rooney, right, and Kate.
And
Kate's
Mara.
the one
the
who
redhead kind of.
No, Kate is the one who was in Murder House in that first American Horror Story. She was in that. And then she was in House of Cards. Kate.
Yes. And Rooney Mara was the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
They're both beautiful.
And they're, of course, sisters.
They're sisters. I'm looking up Kate Mara.
Yeah. She's done a lot.
I thought she was, she's done a lot. And she's really, really good.
The thing I described, we're going to go to break, but the thing I described about being outside of your body, I think that, that's Kate, yes. Yeah. I think that most people listening to this podcast right now are experiencing being outside of their bodies.
Listening to our podcast.
Not just listening to our podcast, but being in this world, being so disassociated from their feelings. It's too dangerous to actually feel the feelings.
Well, I have to be honest
and
with
that's
you,
why
Ru.
I think the addiction, and I think the drugs, alcohol, sex, retail therapy, all of that stuff is part of the disassociation from feelings. It's a way to feel something without actually feeling
Correct. But also, with what's going on in this world right now.
Oh, my goodness.
The world.
Yeah.
The weather.
Yeah, oh, my God.
The leadership or lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
The denying. The going backwards in time.
Mm-hmm.
People need to disassociate to
Yeah,
deal. It
right.
doesn't help at the end of the day.
Right.
But it does help in the moment.
In the opiate, the heroin thing.
The opioids.
The opioids?
All right, baby,
Opioids?
Opioids.
That's what they call it?
Yes, that's what they call it on the news.
The opioids?
Opioid.
The opioids?
The opioids are coming.
That's crazy.
Opioids. The opioid problem. And the biggest one, I'm going to jack it up because I don't know nothing about drugs. The biggest one, don't look at me. The biggest problem, there's heroin, there's meth. The biggest one
is the oxycodone.
Fentanyl. Did I say it right?
Fentanyl?
Fentanyl?
I don't know. I'm repeating
Doesn't
after
fentanyl
you.
own World of Wonder?
You mean fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
You mean fentanyl.
Fentanyl is the
on
biggest
World of Wonder.
opioid problem. Fentanyl is like...
I thought it was oxycodone.
No, oxycodone?
Yeah,
No.
How they say it?
Well, there's OxyContin.
Yes.
And there's oxycodone.
But I thought they were the same thing.
I don't know.
Child, don't get me the line.
Me
Hey,
neither.
don't even get me started on that propofol.
Is that what it's called?
Propofol.
The Michael Jackson joke?
Yes.
Is it propofol?
Yes.
Propofol?
Child, we ain't laughing at these folks
No.
with these propofol. No, we're just trying to clear things up. Everybody is disassociated. And what would this world be if we all got
We're
inside, locked into our feelings? We'd be swimming in a river of tears.
But it would also be the most glorifying soul.
I know.
Reviving.
Yes. Hey, we're going to go to a break on
I'm
that
gonna look
high
up
note.
propofol.
You're going to look it up. Okay, we're going to take a
Propofol.
break. We'll be right back after this. Michelle, I got to admit, therapy has really changed my life. I've been going for, maybe 20 years, something like that.
Same.
It is, and it just helped me to articulate my feelings and actually really place my emotions where they belong. They sort of, it's like a realignment.
Do you remember when it was like so taboo?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like if you went to a therapist,
You had to whisper it.
you couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you crazy? Now I feel like nobody should be without
I
one.
think it's especially with technology today, everybody has the opportunity to have a therapist, like with Talkspace.
Oh, Talkspace is amazing, you guys. You can join over 300,000 users who already know how amazing it is. Talkspace, you can text, audio message, video message your therapist as many times as you want without having to wait that week for your next appointment. Because with Talkspace, your therapist therapist is always in your pocket or on your computer.
It couldn't be simpler. First, you go to Talkspace.com/Rue or download their app. Then you'll speak with a Talkspace therapist representative where you'll share who you are, what your goals are for therapy, etc. Then you'll pick a plan and be assigned a therapist that best fits your needs.
And by the way, if you don't like that therapist, you can ask for another.
Sure.
You get the therapist that is going to vibe with you, which you know and I know is the most important thing.
That is the most important thing. You have to find someone that you feel comfortable with.
Yes. With Talkspace, you don't just have to, a professional that you see once a week, but someone at your fingertips to be there for you consistently when you need it, and someone you can always talk to. And you guys, for $30 off your first month, go to Talkspace.com/Rue, or you can download the Talkspace app on the Apple and the Android App Store and just use that offer code RU. And with Talkspace, remember, you are never alone.
I love me some Squarespace. You know, they've taken something that used to be very difficult.
And frustrating.
And frustrating. You have to pay a webmaster, all this kind of stuff. Oh, crazy.
Master?
Well, he's not a slave, Dave. Oh, master. Oh, you got to just go to squarespace.com, use that offer code RU, and you get 10% off after you've chosen a plan. It's as simple as that. You want a beautiful website? Go to squarespace.com, use the offer code RU for 10% off.
Honey, life has never been easier. You won't regret a thing. You'll never look back. Squarespace is your savior. Go now. Fentanyl.
We
Fentanyl.
are back.
Fentanyl.
That's how you looked it up.
I looked it up.
And
I have other things to talk about besides drugs.
okay, let's talk about something else other than drugs. Look at this view, Michelle. We're in Beverly Hills we're in a skyscraper looking at a view of downtown Los Angeles.
Is that downtown LA?
Yeah,
all them buildings over there?
Hey, Alex, can you raise the curtains? The sun's not coming in here, so I think it's okay for us to raise the blinds just a little bit. Does that cost extra?
Well, I know what we'll talk about because I have a few things on here, but these are important to talk about.
Okay.
We're going to start out talking about DragCon New York City and our experience. What?
Yeah, we're recording. Yeah.
We are or we're not?
We are.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
We're going to talk about New York City
Lift them all
DragCon.
up. Lift them all
Make
up.
it pretty
That
up in
costs
here.
extra. Let me see your dessert menu. Is the chicken here?
Hey, we got some claim jumper. Berry Gordy cake.
Uh-huh.
Okay. New York City DragCon,
Uh-huh.
which was amazing.
Yes.
But really what I'm trying to get to from New York City DragCon, because we had a little bit of time off, not much. You and I and my husband went to go see Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh my goodness. Have we not talked about
We have
that?
not talked about
Michelle, yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
You're kidding,
It's
really?
on the list. We haven't talked about it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Now, I don't know when you people are going to hear this. You people, I hate that term.
When are we going to put this one out?
I don't know. We'll put it out. But the thing is,
Put it out sooner than later.
I'm going to New York in a few days, something like that. Like, the 4th of November.
Okay.
He's leaving
I
on
think
November 10th.
I thought it was the 8th. I can look that up while you...
Because I would love George to see. Here it is. Oh God, those nails are gorgeous.
I
Did you have them
know.
redone?
No, Yvette did them. No,
Yeah.
you saw these.
Yeah. This kid, Ben Platt, he is giving a performance in this show, which is ending. He's leaving. Yeah. He's giving a performance that is like what I think Judy Garland would be like to watch on stage, where it is spit.
Oh, he's on it till November 19th.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
A lot of sweat.
Literally.
Lich.
I didn't see any blood, but
No.
sweat, tears. We got really good tickets. By the way,
We were in the Splash Zone.
he got those tickets for us, didn't he?
Oh, girl, I keep emailing saying, can I pay you? Can I pay you?
Yeah. Anyway,
He got 'em
beyond,
for us.
beyond.
The experience, and Rue said it great about likening it to imagining what it would be like to see Judy Garland, whose sidebar Renee Zellweger is playing.
I can't.
Thoughts?
Well, here's one. No.
Listen to my laugh in that echo chamber.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Uh-huh.
I saw it with Todrick. Todrick took me as his date
Uh-huh.
a couple, maybe even 6 to 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because of what I've gone through with Lily, it just hit me like a bag of bricks, especially the final number in the first, You Matter kind of song.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the songs didn't really impact me because I was so caught up in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of Pasek and Paul, like the
Oh, you said that out loud, didn't you,
composer.
girl?
their stuff is not what speaks to me normally.
Yeah. Okay.
But then my second time that I saw it, I was able to watch it with different eyes because you and David were the ones that were caught up in the moment and fully involved
crying.
and crying
He was
your
crying,
eyes.
right?
My husband was sobbing. He had to leave.
Yeah.
Because having gone through what we went through with Lily, he had to leave. At halftime. But the second time me watching it, I became so obsessed with the music. So all these times that I was sitting there saying I wasn't a huge fan of those composers, I take my words back.
Yeah.
I love those composers now, and I love this soundtrack, and it's
Wow.
so empowering and so amazing. And if you really want to see a masterclass, who Ben Platt obviously has worked for many years,
Oh goodness.
but to see him do this as an actor prepares,
Oh my God.
you will never see anything like it.
I don't think, you know what? Actually,
Again.
as you said that, I've seen a lot of Broadway shows. I've seen a lot of great actors. I think this is the greatest Broadway performance I've ever seen. I did not see, it wasn't Effie in
I did. Jennifer Holliday.
Jennifer
and
Holliday.
Dreamgirls.
I never saw, you saw that?
I did, but I was in like 8.
Yeah.
And I went with a Brownie troupe. It was 1980
Right.
something.
Yeah.
2.
Well, I've seen a lot of greats. I don't think I've ever seen anyone as amazing as that.
You kind
as
of
Ben
can't compare
Platt.
like
Ben, am I saying his name right?
Ben Platt.
Ben Platt in Dear Evan Hansen.
Because what he does, Rue, in that role is different to what Patti LuPone would do, let's say, as Evita. Or
Yeah.
I saw John Malkovich in Burn This. Or, I've seen some great performances over the years. What Ben Platt is doing is transformational.
Yeah.
It's otherworldly. It's not, oh my God, that was an amazing musical. It was
Right.
like, oh my God, that was life-changing.
Yeah, because he takes us on an emotional journey. Because the character, without giving anything away, is emotionally disturbed, and so he allows us in on that process. And through song and the fact that how can someone sing and cry at the same time?
Doesn't lose. Let me just say this: there's few of the characters that lose their way pitch-wise.
Yeah.
Are tweaked. They're just tweaked a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
He did not miss a note
Right.
with snot coming out of his nose,
Yeah.
pouring out of his mouth,
Right.
shooting out of his eyeballs.
Yep.
Did not miss one note.
One note. And so now Noah Galvin is going to take over the role. Meanwhile, did you see that viral video of the 3 of them? It was Ben, Noah Galvin, and then the other kid who is going on tour with the show. They did this thing to Earth, Wind, and Fire's da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Getaway.
No.
That's it. I had to go all that way to get to Getaway.
I was like, okay, go ahead.
Maybe I can bring it up on my
Come
computer.
on, Maurice White.
It's Earth, Wind, and Fire's Getaway, and they do this.
Or is it Verdine? Is it both?
It's both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. They do this dance routine all over New York City, where they do it separately, and then at the end they come together, and it's fabulous.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And let me
And meanwhile,
let me just say, Noah Galvin's been on Broadway too, so this is a Broadway kid, and I believe that he's awkward enough, Noah, to do this role justice.
Well, it's hard to compare him to whatever. It'll be interesting to see
can't.
what he does.
And inevitably people will, but he's going to be different because he is who he is. But I know he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I know he's committed to making this role amazing. And at the same time, Ben Platt, he was saying to me that the biggest fear is stepping away from this baby because he workshopped.
Yes, he did.
He made this.
Yeah. And he won
made
every Tony available.
No motherfucker had a chance.
Wow.
Nobody had I don't care if Jennifer Holliday was Effie. I don't care if Cynthia Erivo was up in Color Purple.
Okay.
Nobody had a chance. I know they're women, but nobody had a chance
Yeah.
to win anything next to this performance and this show because supporting cast. His mother is great.
Amazing.
Connor is great. The girl who plays the African American girl,
yeah.
she's brilliant. The guy who plays Jared,
Yep.
They're all just
great.
so great.
So now this is the thing. This is where I was going with the Earth, Wind, and Fire thing is that I had no idea until I saw this this video. I saw it on Toll Road website that Noah Galvin had so much junk in that trunk.
He does?
Oh, girl.
Really?
Oh, girl.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I said, oh, that child. And it's funny because I see him as a child.
He
and
is
then,
a child.
And then when I see all
But he's
that-
not a child.
I know he's not a child, but when I see him, I see him in sexual terms. I think,
Really?
Oh, I felt a little bit guilty there.
Did you?
Oh, I said, oh.
Well, he's not as young as he plays on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But he had.
He's safe.
He had. He had a juicy booty.
Really?
He had a juicy booty.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look.
I wish I can find it on here. I'm gonna look on my iPad real quick.
To get the viral video. Yeah. Anyway, we got a chance to go see that, and then we went over to Junior's Cheesecake after, and we just kind of.
Oh my God! Which one did you get? Which one did I get? I wanted the lemon.
Strawberry.
No, you got the strawberry.
Strawberry cheesecake.
I wanted to get the key lime pie. The guy told me that it was the last day of the key lime pie.
Red velvet cheesecake.
Did I get that?
Red velvet.
But he, he said it was the last day of the key lime pie.
Why didn't you get the key lime?
Because he told me after I ordered the red velvet.
Y'all, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're in New York City, you need to get your ass over to Junior's Cheesecake. It's legendary for reasons. Brooklyn's Junior's Cheesecake. If you want to spend, Lola, my daughter's turning 16 in February. All she wants.
She has been 16. I thought she was already 16.
Bitch, I've known you for 50 years. You don't know how old my kids are.
I don't. Wait a minute.
Lola's 15. She's going to be 16 in February.
Okay.
Lily's 17. She's going to be 18 in March.
I see. I get it now.
Right. So, with that said, that's all she wants for her birthday.
She wants cheesecake.
A junior's.
A whole cheesecake.
Strawberry
don't they
$50?
sell them on QVC? I've seen them
they do.
on QVC.
And they're a great Christmas gift. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with a junior's cheesecake. And then I went to go see Miss Saigon. Did you say you saw something?
No, you guys saw the night, or you saw it earlier that day.
And I saw the matinee. I just want to give a little plug to them because I think Saigon is a show that's not big upped as much as it should be. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best performances you'll ever see. And this is the London cast, and I got a chance to see them. It is so friggin' good. It's the same composers as Les Mis, and it's just so brilliant.
See, you are a down-ass theater bitch because it took your ass to a matinee, and later that night...
Saw another show.
You saw another motherfucking
bitch,
show.
Don't try to come for me. Don't try to come for me.
I'm from the theater.
I will always be from the theater. They don't want me, but that's okay. But Miss Saigon is definitely worth going to see. You guys, this cast is brilliant. And did you see anything else?
No, not.
But you're
going to
go try to see Bernadette in Hello Dolly?
Because we were there. We had finished filming season 3 of All Stars.
Yes.
We then left the next day
to go to DragCon.
To go to New York to do DragCon. Did the DragCon, did the shows, came back out here to LA and started season motherfucking 10.
Yes.
Like, there were no breaks in between, was there?
Just the DragCon.
Yeah, and then we went to the Emmys the next weekend. Yep. And that was it. Yep. Yeah. And then we just finished season
and we had to
10
leave the Emmys early because we had to wake up the next morning
to go
to film.
Right. But we're all done with that.
That's done.
And we are that was last week, right? Finished last week?
Was it last week? Yeah, last week.
Oh, it's been a week since we finished.
Yes, okay, 1 week.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And so what's next for you?
Ireland's Got Talent.
Oh, when do you fly over there?
Ireland's
Got Talent.
Yeah, and they have lots of talent, believe it or not, because if you watch Britain's Got Talent, which I do, a lot of great talent comes over from Ireland. So Ireland...
That movie, The Commitments, were they Irish?
They were Irish, yeah. And it's going to be...
I never saw that. Did you? The Commitments?
Yeah, like a long time ago.
That's an Alan, what's his name?
I'm pretty sure were they Northern...
Who directed Evita? Alan? Yeah. He did. That was his movie.
Parker.
Alan Parker. That was his movie, The Commitments, right? Hey, what's the Wi-Fi? I don't have any Wi-Fi.
I'm trying to look it up on my like that.
You know what? I got my own Wi-Fi.
Were The Commitments Irish?
I want to say
or
yes.
were they Northern England, like Manchester?
Maybe.
But let me look.
Okay. So you're going to do that.
I'm going to do Ireland's Got Talent. I'm very, very excited.
Are you going to be a meanie?
I'm going to be me.
Uh-huh.
Whatever that means to you.
Uh-huh.
I think I can be strict when I need to be strict because don't waste my time.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
same format as the American.
It's all the same. Same. It's Psycho. It's all the same.
Right. Ireland's Got Talent. Confession. I've never seen that show before.
Oh, it's fun.
America's Got Talent. Never seen it.
It's super fun.
What happened? It's weird because whenever I've seen clips of it, there's
Dublin, Ireland Commitments. Yes, thank you.
I loved. Is that where it's going to be filmed in Dublin?
Uh-huh.
I love Dublin.
Dublin's amazing. I love Ireland. Love it.
How long are you over there?
I'm over there I'm in there in November or December and March for the live shows. You should come for the live shows.
Maybe I can come for the live shows because I haven't been to Dublin in probably I don't know, 12 years, something like that.
Most incredible people, most beautiful countryside. It is so gorgeous.
Lovely people.
So lovely. And just funny as shit. They will tell it like it is. And that's why I can be who I am and fit right in Dublin.
You know, it's funny is when I was there the last time, which was, like I said, 12
You mean when you were
years ago.
performing?
Yeah.
12,
13 years ago. I, out my hotel window, I counted 26 cranes. This is, 12, 13 years ago. 26 cranes, which meant that there were 26 buildings being built. They were in the middle of a huge boom
Yeah.
at this time.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's landed.
No, Dublin's an amazing, and the thing about Dublin is, and Louis Walsh, who is the head judge, who I'm friends with, who's amazing, and he's on X Factor over there.
And he's famous for what?
Westlife, Boyzone. He was a manager who managed in huge groups.
Okay.
He is lovely, and he's basically the king of Ireland, and he can do whatever, and he's the head judge there, and he takes me around when I'm there, literally drives the wrong way on a one-way street. He's like, it's Ireland. Nobody gives a shit. I'm not going to try to do an Irish accent. They know me. They love me type of thing. And he's so funny, and just talking to people in Ireland, going out to dinner with them. I went out to dinner with them when I was over there. People are just so, it's like New York.
Yeah.
It's like the New York of Europe. Like, it's as real as like Liverpool is or Manchester. I like the rough and rugged places, and Dublin is just, the people are amazing, and
But there's a lot of drinking over there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of drinking in Europe, period. You just have to see over the bar and you can order a drink. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of drinking.
Do you drink when you get over there?
How long have you known me?
I'm just wondering. I mean,
How
if
long
you're
have
in
you-
that situation.
Rue,
Yeah.
I've never drank in my
Yeah.
life, and I never will.
Oh.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't like the way.
I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like the way I feel.
Yeah.
And when I met my biological mother, I said to her, why, when I drink alcohol, I get pains. My neck hurts.
Yeah.
My back will start to hurt, like in my bones when I drink alcohol. Even a sip of wine, it'll start to hurt my bones.
Really?
And she said she had the same thing. She
Huh.
didn't like drinking. I just
Wow.
don't enjoy it. I don't judge. If you want to do it,
Yeah.
have at it. You
Yeah.
know, my husband loves Ireland. I did radio in Ireland for many years. So
What did you do?
if you remember, when I was on KTU, once a week I would do a radio show in Ireland.
Oh.
And they would have me on the ISDN line down the line, and I
Yeah.
would do a scoop, an entertainment
I see.
report.
I see.
And I did that for 3 years.
Wow.
And they flew me over a few times. And it's just a city that I love, and I'm Irish by descent a little bit.
Did you do? So have you ever done other cities in Ireland? Let's see.
Belfast.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which I absolutely adore.
Really?
I love it so much. One of my favorite accents in the world. And it's a city that gets a bad rap. They're an amazing
Right, because of the NRA and all
correct,
that.
and all the Catholics and Protestants and all the
Yeah.
infighting, which is still very real.
Is it really?
Honey,
after all these years.
All these years, nothing's changed. There's a peace wall,
Mm-hmm.
and behind, and guys from Belfast, correct me if I'm wrong, and you will, but be nice about it because
Yeah.
I'm not from there.
Right.
I believe there's a gate that locks after 9 p.m., and I believe that's the Catholic section behind that side of the wall. And then there's the Protestant section on this, and it literally locks after a certain hour. But they had to make the wall so high because they were throwing things over
Oh my goodness.
the wall. And it's such a beautiful place where they don't have, craziness like they did
Back
years
in the
ago.
70s, yeah.
But it still exists, and everybody's fighting for what they believe in, and that's what they have to do. But as far as the city goes, it's one of the most majestic places. The Giant's Causeway is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Walk around, go. I say, if you come in March and we do it, let's take a day and drive up to Belfast.
Yeah, because the plane ride from New York to Dublin, I think is only 5.5
It
hours.
is. Same to New York to London.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really fast. It's like going New York to LA.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy.
I'm gonna go.
Come.
Yeah.
And then we'll rent a car. I'll have Annie drive us.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one who could drive on that side of the road.
Why don't we have a driver? Why don't we have a limo driver?
Or we can get a limo driver.
Why don't we do that?
We'll be fancy.
And then we could all be together and talk without having to worry about any of the other stuff.
Perfect. And then I'll take you up to the Giant's Causeway, and you'll cry.
Now wait, so the Giant's
That's
Causeway,
in Belfast.
that's in Belfast. How
Belfast.
far is Belfast from?
3 hours.
Okay.
It's literally 3 hours from there to Dublin.
Yeah, because years ago I opened a Mac store there
In
then
Belfast?
in
Dublin?
in Dublin, and then I went back and did performance there. I don't know, years ago.
Lovely
Yeah.
people.
Hey, we're gonna wrap it up now. Wow, we
Oh my
went
God,
through
has
a
it been
lot.
an hour already? Oh my God, Alex, are you falling asleep? Should we
have-
play Grease for you to wake you up?
Yeah, we should play Grease for him. We've been through a lot this podcast. We went all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm still not done.
My goodness. Well, we'll just come back next week, kids. We got lots more coming from where all over.
Come back now, you hear? Yeah, exactly.
All right, my darling. Well, until next time.
Yes, bye.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.